product manager of BMW Motorrad, responsible for the S1000RR, HP4, and K1300. Since 2005, HP models have been available from BMW Motorrad. It all started with the HP2 Enduro, the HP2 Megamoto, and the HP2 Sport. Everybody was wondering if BMW Motorrad would introduce yet another HP. In 2012, the new HP4 is introduced, and I am responsible for it. It is obvious that the basis of the HP4 is the RR, but the HP4 is capable of distinctly more. The motorcycle sports forged aluminum rims with angled valves that weigh 2.5 kilograms less. We have a full titanium exhaust system, which makes the powertrain 4.5 kilograms lighter. So, in conjunction with various other measures, the complete bike weighs 9 kilograms less. The benefit that results from 9 kilogram reduction in weight is better handling. The motorcycle is more predictable. The feedback near the limits of adhesion have been improved. A very special story that is absolutely fantastic is the color design of the HP4. Here we see a new and really intensive racing blue combined with a new and shiny white. And the HP4 logo is also extremely dominant so that everybody knows immediately this is the HP4. In order to additionally support this, we have opted for a tinted windshield that perfectly matches the bike. The HP4 is delivered as a monoposto, in other words, without pillion passenger seat and foot pegs. A pillion passenger package is available as an option. The customer should know about it so that it can be ordered if required. Another optional package is available for the HP4, the competition package. Contents are blue rims plus folding HP clutch and brake levers. A fuel tank trim and a carbon badge carrier, and the closed engine spoiler in carbon, also homologated by the FAM. In addition, there are adjustable HP footrests to cater for the specific needs of the rider. We furthermore loosely include a sponsor sticker kit so that the customer may decide if he or the dealer are going to apply the stickers or not. The first thing that the rider of an HP4 sees is the upper fork yoke with engraved HP4 logo. A serial number is engraved next to the logo. The customer may not request a specific serial number, so it won't be possible to say, I would like to have number 328. The production volume of the HP4 is not limited, but the production capacity is, which means that it will always remain a rare object. Next, we have a new instrument cluster that sports our new HP4 logo as well as additional functions. One of these functions is the launch control. It works as follows. I am just about to perform a racing start. The engine is running and the motorcycle is not yet moving. I then depress the starter button for 3 seconds. During the following racing start, I am now able to keep the twist grip wide open. All I have to do is watch the traffic light. The HP4 is accelerated using the clutch. The traction control system is deactivated during launch control starts, which means that the rider needs to keep an eye on his rear end. The street is dry and the DTC is off. Banzai! Get going as quickly as possible. The launch control will remain activated until you apply the brakes, shift into third gear, or enter a bend with a lean angle in excess of 25 to 30 degrees. Up to 3 launch starts are possible within 1 minute. Another new function of the HP4, the DTC traction control system. New is the fine-tuning of the DTC in the range between +7 and -7. The HP4 sports the very first 200mm rear tire ever used by BMW. The traction control system is adapted accordingly. In the slick mode, the DTC may be set from -7 to 0 and on to +7, with a plus meaning increased support, whilst -7 means more responsibility for the rider. Pressing the plus button towards +7 allows for increasing the support provided by the traction control system. Minus accordingly means less support and more responsibility for the rider. In other words, -7 equals almost no support of the traction control system, and the rider must pay attention and respond accordingly. Sooner or later, a bend will follow after the acceleration phase. And this is precisely where we have implemented a new ABS setting in the slick mode, the IDM, International Deutsche Meisterschaft setting. IDM setting means additional and stronger deceleration compared to that of the RR. Shorter stopping distances have priority over maximum stability. Another innovation, in the rain, sport, race, and slick modes, The HP4 will always output full power, which means a full 193 bhp. In the rain mode, the power and torque curves are slightly smoothened. In all other modes, the maximum torque will always be available. Due to the full titanium exhaust and the new engine application, this motorcycle gains an extra bit of torque in the mid-engine speed range between 6,000 and 8,500 RPM. An absolute world innovation of BMW Motorrad is the DDC suspension system, dynamic damping control. Conventional motorcycles are always equipped with a fork in front and a suspension strut in the rear, adjustable components that we are all very familiar with. They were either set to taut or soft. That was it. On the racetrack or on a country road, the road surface is rough, so the bike setting will be way too taut. You are forced to get off and readjust the suspension with a screwdriver. Or on the racetrack, the bike surges way too much. You again have to get off, in the pit, again to have to readjust the suspension. With DDC now, we have developed an electronic system that responds within 10 milliseconds. It is again linked to the four modes. Rain and Sport are the basic settings for country roads. Race and Slick are intended for the racetrack. These are the basic settings. A personal setting will, however, also be possible at standstill in any of these modes. Rain, softer than Sport. I've made my choice. I'm now riding on a country road in the Sport mode and notice that this setting is too taut for me. I'll then switch to the Rain mode, still with maximum power, but with a distinctly softer DDC now. On the racetrack, I will stay in the Race or Slick mode, and have also selected my personal setting there. I am, for example, in the Slick mode. The suspension will now do the following. The right side of the front fork accommodates spring preload adjustment, which I will adjust mechanically. Same for the rear suspension strut, which I adapt to my weight. No difference between rebound and compression on the front fork. The left side accommodates the electronics for the damping. In the rear, the system differentiates between rebound and compression of the suspension. What will the system do now? I apply the brakes. Damping becomes tauter. The bike will remain stable and the front end will not nosedive too far. Or during acceleration, damping in the rear is increased. The ride is stabilized. My benefit as a rider, the bike is distinctly more nimble and predictable when steering into a bend, when accelerating or braking. It is possible to brake into the bend, smoother and longer. When accelerating out of a bend, the motorcycle will tend to surge less. The traction control system will have less work to do. Faster acceleration out of the bend. I can better capitalize the available grip, and the performance is simply better. Additionally, when going through a chicane, when tilting the bike from one direction to the other, a bike with conventional fork will tend to surge. With the DDC, we keep damping as soft as possible in a bend chicane. When tilting the bike from one side to the other, damping is closed. In one single sentence, DDC is the innovation in the field of suspension. BMW again manages to be the first. Response time, 10 milliseconds, and the rider has an optimal setting for any road, for any racetrack. With the DDC of the HP4, there is no differentiation between compression and rebound on the front fork. If this is to be changed, the wiring loom is prepared for this, and you can simply install a travel sensor, thus allowing for the differentiation between compression and rebound also for the front fork. Also, new HP brake calipers are used, featuring not 4 individual brake pads, but rather 2 individual pads. The brake pads move less and thus provide increased stability when braking. The brake disc is mounted in 9 positions. A lightweight forged aluminum rim. Clearly noticeable detail, this hole. For the first time ever, we have installed an angled valve. Benefit? Easy to check tire pressure with hot brake discs. No danger of burns. There it is, the HP4. I already had the pleasure of riding it. The absolutely greatest and hottest production bike currently available. The HP4 weighs only 199 kilograms, 9 kilograms less than the RR, and sports a dry weight of as little as 169 kilograms. Everything is standard. Upshift assistant, 200mm Pirelli rear tire, ABS with IDM setting, DTC dynamic traction control system, DDC dynamic damping control. The innovation of BMW. A thinking suspension. Absolutely crystal clear for me. There is only one bike, the HP4.